Nobody's around, works perfect. Break out the camera and say, look what I can do. All hell breaks loose. Quick look. Perfect. Wind's kicking up, just smashed the tripod. Typical 5-minute job. That's how it goes. Oh well. So I picked up these wheels here for the 75 Highboy. Originally when I had the truck 12 years ago, when I got it, it had 16 and a half, and I've still got those rims, but I don't like any of the tires that they offer, so I decided to find these rims. These are off of late 80s, early 90s bullnose F350, and I was told that they were real low mile, and as you can tell, they look to be in real nice shape for an old rim. 8x6.5 lug pattern, 16-inch diameter, and they are factory stamped Ford rims. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use the Sweet Patina all-purpose cleaner, see if I can get some of this brake dust and dirt off. The plan with these for the Highboy is to clean them up, scuff them down a little bit, sand them down a little bit in some spots where the hubcaps were, and then I'm going to spray them with some paint, just some white paint, and have a set of tires mounted. I was thinking like a 916, but I found that they have a 255 85 16 size in load range E, so I'm going to try a set of those on the truck, find a set of the dog dish hubcaps for them, and see what it looks like. See if it's something that, you know, we want to keep on the truck for a while. I'm really glad I tried the all-purpose cleaner. I have used oven cleaner in the past, but that stuff's pretty strong, and I'm inside today, so I don't feel like getting as high as a kite. And this stuff here is fine for using indoors. Make sure if you're going to do a little project like this, make sure when you scuff, you go up and over and around the bead here. Well, I could run those as is, but I don't want to have to go back and paint them once the tires are mounted. I hate doing that. The easy way to do this, just go down to your auto parts store, O'Reilly's, get yourself some Scotch-Brite pads like this. They're pretty cheap if you buy them out of the bulk boxes, if you got a place that has a paint department or something. I have to get some 180 grit. Some of the spots where the hubcaps dug in. Get some primer on here. It's not a high build, it's not even technically an automotive paint that I'm going to use, just some regular 2X. You can get it anywhere. But I'm going to see if I can get a couple small coats on some of the spots, sand it down with the 180. They're now a little bit bare. This is just a quick and dirty job, no tack cloth, none of that, not worried about static. Alright, like I said, Just using some regular Rust-Oleum 2X paint. I've used this for many years in industrial settings, and it's easy to spray, dries quick, holds up pretty good. So color I'm going to try on this one here, color I'm going to try is Heirloom White. Guess it might be kind of close to like a Wimbledon white, but we'll see. Some primer in here first. All right, there you go. See how that sets up with the Rust-Oleum primer, and see if there's any nubs in there or anything else before I put the top coat on. Like I said, this is just for the driver. You know, it's gonna get dinged up, nicked up, so I'm not gonna waste the time and money to do powder coat. The rims are fine. All right, so I let this primer set up a little bit, and I've got an older Scotch-Brite pad. It's one of the light gray ones. Whichever one is the clear coat sanding, it should be a finer one. This one here is the same color, but it's rougher. So I'm just gonna knock down some of the nubs in the paint, and I don't think I have to really do too much sanding on anything, so oh, it's a nice looking color so far. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. Really no point in painting everything. But I will. Okay. I'll let this one here set up for a little bit, and I'm gonna get the other ones clean, do the exact same process on the other ones. We'll get the rims painted, tires mounted up. I'm gonna take the old ones off and see what it looks like. So the ones on there right now are 8 lug Alcoas off of a 90s F350 with 315, 75, 16s, but they're load range C, and they're just a bit too wide for the rim. Not a fan of the Alcoas right now on this truck, so I'm gonna change them up, see what it looks like, see if we like them. Might even run some center caps. Here are the wheels here, painted up, tires mounted. They're Falcons 255, 85, 16. Let's see here, I got one on to make sure that it bolts up as it should. Take this off. Got the threads a little bit. Should be starting easier than that.
Tires are so huge.
Once the wind calms down, I might paint it. Maybe? Okay. studs are toast. That one's junk. Okay. So mark which one that is. Like this. I know I have to do studs on the other side. So
How do you do that?
just take this off and hammer it out and suck it in new ones.
How do they get to be junk?
Old age. Cross thread, wrong size, who knows? Oh, yeah, this one right here. Bring it in. The stud right here. See, the threads are smoked on it. So, probably just put all new ones on.
Great color choice.
Heirloom white. Found at your local Home Depot. Thought about doing black, but Henry's not a fan of black rims, so I don't
He's
blame
not.
him. No. Blue rims. No, we're not doing blue rims on this. So, I already knew it's going to have a couple studs to replace, at least one. Well, now I got two, but I may as well just do all 16 on the front. Think about it, they're 49 years old on a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive truck, so they're about ready to be replaced. This one here is being kind of stubborn too. Oh yeah, you got it right. Nobody's around, works perfect. Break out the camera and say, look what I can do. All hell breaks loose. Actually, nope. The plug nuts. Toast. This one looks good. Only need 6 anyways here, so. I'm not going to go down the road yet with this until I replace these studs, so that'll be fine. Just want to see what these new wheels and tires look like. See if it was the right decision. Okay, it was the lug nut, so got rid of that one.
Just hit Peely?
No, I hit something else. Don't look at those two.
Pretend it don't exist. It's perfect!
It's great! much better. Much more period correct. I like them. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Should I run the dog dish hubcaps or just run them like this? Okay, so it's been pretty cold out and just about ready to drive the Highboy. Check out the new wheels on it, see how it rides. And when me and Henry put this motor in here, it did have a pretty nasty vacuum leak. So I changed out the fuel jet, whatever it's called, in there. And instead of crawling all over this and risking dropping it down in there, I'm just gonna pop this off real quick, change it, get it back to what this carburetor come with. And still got a couple things to dial in on the truck, but I want to make it to where we can put some miles on it this year. So I've got a 1/2 inch and a flathead. All right, so it was running really rich once I did take care of that vacuum leak, but we had to get it to F100 Super Nationals in time, so I just left it the way it was. But now I'm going to put some miles on it. I need to get this carb dialed in for the most part. We might put a Holly sniper kit on there at some point. Man, this is really on there. It's also 25 degrees last night, so I did start it up real quick, and it was definitely pretty rich, even with how cold it is out. Oh, let me get this to stop. No, that's okay. Pop off the throttle linkage. Spring. I think I've got one hose back here. Might be it. This one does have a 4-barrel intake on it. Motor is a 66 390 of a Mercury Common pace car, and I've got this riser here. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's what I had and I made it work. So try not to drop anything in it. Smart thing to do would be to cover up the intake right now, cover up the carb. But I'm not going to do that. I have the carb that was on here. It's the same kind, it's just a vintage. And I rebuilt it so it might go back on the truck again. Did me very well for many years driving it. But I just picked this one up. They're pretty much ready to go out of the box. You'll have to adjust your idle and do a little bit of fine tuning if you want to get it perfect once your time is set. All right, this might be everything. I'll just pull the riser off the intake, screw it. Typical 5-minute job. That's how it goes. Oh well. It's gotta get done. Like I said, I want to put some miles on this year, so. Motor seemed to run pretty good, besides running rich. Not bad for a used motor. It's all of a 390. Stroke measures out to be 390 or above, but it definitely has a lot more power than the 390 that come out of the truck. May have went a little heavy on the fuel earlier. There it is. I think I have another one of these. If not, I've got sheets, I can make one up. Yeah, it's funny when you have a riser on a 4-barrel intake. A lot of people just assume it's a 2-barrel. Science. Okay, so this is what your typical Holley pump discharge nozzle looks like. And I went up 2 sizes from a 3.1 to a 3.7, which is what should be in there right now. So I'm going to pull that one back out, go back to what the carb came with, the 3.1, and if that doesn't work, I think I have a 3.5 here. Okay, I know you're probably not supposed to reuse the gaskets, but I'm going to do it anyways. This nozzle is right in here underneath this Phillips head screw, and the reason I would recommend taking it out is it could drop down in here, go into your intake, end up inside the motor. Pretty easy to get them off. I did replace this one with it on the truck once already, but I've got some time today, so I'm going to do it this way and show you. Okay, it's loose. See the nozzle moving around in there? So pull the screw out, take the nozzle out. Should have 2 gaskets, one on top and one on the bottom. Then put the old one back in. Okay, the old nozzle is out. It is a 3.7, and you need to make sure you get the other gasket out of there. Easiest way I've found to put the lower gasket on, just get a needle nose, put a little bit of light pressure, get it to where it's got to go, close it. Okay, nozzle is ready to go back in. It can only go in one way. Make sure you have it the correct way. You can see this, how it's tapered here. It's got to go on that side. And this right here will be in the center, right behind here when you're looking down in there. Pretty simple. Okay, you can, let's see if I can get it to where you can see it. How can I see it? You cannot. Okay. If you have fuel in your fuel bowl, you can bench test this. And I just noticed the one on the right is a little funky looking. So I'm going to pull it back off, check it, and maybe even change it out for a different one. All right, so I grabbed a little torch nozzle files here. Just real gently checked the ports in here. And I suppose I will use, since the kit does come with them, we'll use a new gasket up top here. So that one will crush. Okay. pop this back on here now. There we go. Hook it back up. I'm gonna start it. Like I said, the engine's pretty cold. It's pretty cold last night. Truck actually hasn't run in I think about three or 4 months. As you can tell from the other stuff on the channel, been piddling around with other stuff, so it's good to get back to working on the Highboy a little bit. Doesn't really look like it, but the last 10% is always takes the longest. And I forgot my wrench. Don't need to really crank on them too hard. I will eventually check for vacuum leaks. I do have a aluminum Edelbrock intake. I might end up putting on this truck too. We'll see. I do like the idea of the Holly Sniper kit, and we were going to make this a little bit safer for Henry as far as taking the cab out of taking the tank out of the cab, and then it'd be a good time to do the Holly. Probably just do a regular rear tank or see what's out there. All right, spring. Okay. Choke, which still needs to be dialed in. It's okay. And vacuum advance as well. Cannot forget about that one. Well, you can, but definitely don't want to. Check these. Check them all again too at some point. Oh, this one back here too. Once I get it running, warmed up a little bit, get the idle set again, I'll run the fuel all the way in one at a time. Probably start off with 1.5 turns out. See what it likes. Okay, battery's hooked back up. I think I got everything. There's really not much on it. She is cold. It's already running a little bit better though. Might have done it. Well, I'm going to try to take some videos, keep up on this truck. Should have it at some shows this year.